Hello and welcome. This is Vukile. Today we are dealing with the fretboard. This is the first lesson I'm gonna build out on this one. And what we are going to do is we're going to look at the tuning first that is on the guitar. And the notation, as you can see there, is using letters. It's called the staff notation. We are using letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, those 7 letters, first 7 letters of the alphabet. We're using the Western system here. There are other systems that use H instead of B, but we are using the Western notation, staff notation. The other notation that I just want to highlight just a bit, which we'll cover in its own lesson, is the solfege or the tonic solfa. Tonic solfa. We'll touch on it when we deal with theory of music. This is theory of the instrument. So tonic solfa is depends on the do re mi fa sol la ti do. So you construct your music based on that, and it points to the key that you're playing in. So you'd say, okay, do is F, so that means you're in the key of F major. But so much for that. Let's look at the fretboard now. Here we are. That's a standard tuning right there, and as you're looking at from the top down, the strings are arranged in terms of the size or the magnitude of the frequency. So the smallest string there is called string number 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The thickest string is the 6th string, and it's got the lowest frequency. Okay, and then what we're going to discover is that in the standard tuning, let me spell it out before we go any further. There are so many tunings out there that you can have. For your own information, when I started playing guitar, I didn't use this standard tuning. I used a tuning with a D there on the thinnest string. There was a D there. Okay, so that's I dropped it to D. That's another kind of tuning. So we're going to look at different types of tunings, but this one is called the standard tuning. Here is how it sounds starting from the thickest string. Okay, that is the and just to point out, the thinnest string is called E, and it's tuned to E, and the second one B, third one G, fourth one D, fifth one A, sixth one E. So when they talk about string number, that numbering is constant. It shouldn't be changed. The 6th is the thickest one, and the 1st is the thinnest one. Okay, so that's the tuning there. So we'll come back to this tuning because there is a pattern there that you may want to see, which is called the cycle of fifths, which we will look at because it's one of the ways of dealing with the fretboard. Now, let's go to the second piece where we are looking at the notes on a string. We're dealing with notes today. These are the notes on a string. Now, I've said that the music alphabet is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay. Now, let's look at this one here. It's F. E, the first one, F, F sharp. F sharp can also be called G flat. And then we go to G and G sharp. G sharp can also be called A flat. Don't worry about the red mark there. Just put it as a root there, but it doesn't make sense at this moment. And then we go to B flat or A sharp. Then we go to B, and then we go to C. So between B and C there is no flat there, but B can also be called C flat if you want. And then from C we go to D flat or C sharp. and from D sharp or from D flat, sorry, or C sharp, you go to D. From D you go to E flat. E flat is also called D sharp. If they say, "Hey, play that in D sharp," it's just like E flat. But as we shall see, those keys, E sharp and D, I mean D sharp and E flat are different when you deal with the later on with deal with the major scale. Then you go to E. You're back to this E here. So that's string number 1. Sorry that I've done it in different. Let's just go to string number 2. String number 2 starts from B. Let's put okay. It starts with a B and it goes to C. So there is the gap between B and C is a semitone. Now let me explain something about tones and semitones in terms of frets. This is the fret wire here. Fret wire. Now the note between here on the first fret here and second fret here, the notes are separated by a semitone, okay, half of a tone, and the notes between fret number 1 and fret number 3 are separated by a tone. Okay, so when you look at it here, from the open B to C, that's a semitone. Okay, there is a semitone between B and C. Now you're going to find out that as we go, let's see. There's another semitone here between E and F. So you have to know that between B and C there's a semitone, and between E and F there's a semitone. Otherwise, between any other two notes, it's a tone. So let's go here. From C we go on to D flat or C sharp. Now I can actually change it to C sharp if you want. So it's C sharp there, or D flat. Then we go to D. It's D flat or D sharp or E flat. You can, if I go there, I can change it to E flat. So let that be known to you, E flat, and then E. It would be normal to not mix E flats and sharps. So I would rather, let's say, rather have it this way. Let's call it A sharp here. Okay, so looking at the notes here, let me close this one. So we are running from the open fret to the 12th fret here. So the second string is B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, and B. And on the 12th fret with respect to the open fret, this is fret 0, which is here, is said to be an octave above, or the 12th fret is an octave above the open fret 0. Okay, so just at the back of your mind, know that these sharps can be flats. Sharping is when you sharp a note, you are moving it, you are adding it, you are adding a fraction of a tone, so that it, like in this case, you're actually adding a semitone. Oh dear, I don't like this. Sorry, there you're adding a semitone. My MacBook Pro is not playing, and each time you're adding a semitone here. So if you add a semitone to a note that is like that, it's called a sharp. Say D to D sharp. Now these signs, sharp and flat, that we've seen are called accidentals, and the note like this without any sharp or any flat is called a natural note. So we got that. We'll do that in the theory of music. You know, it's much better there. But for now, let's know that this is B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B. That's the octave there. That's string number 2. And we go to string number 3. We are going to go quicker here. String number so don't worry about the flat and the let's just notate it like that anyway, just to make things a bit neat. We're gonna call this C sharp. Right, here we go, here we go, here we go. Now string number 3 starts with a G there. That's the open note, or it's fret 0, and we get G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G. If you're using what do you call them, flats, you will have G, A flat on G, then A, B flat, B, C, D flat here, and D, E flat, F, G flat, and G. That's an octave. That's string number 3. Let's go to string number before we leave, this is actually a scale from G to G, covering every note there. It's called the G chromatic scale. The G chromatic scale. Chromatic scales are scales that cover every semitone, and tone on the scale. So it's all covering. It's called a chromatic scale. It's the mother of all scales, by the way. And let's go to string number. So if we go back to those scales, the first one is an E chromatic scale, B chromatic scale, G chromatic scale, and we go to D. That's a D chromatic scale. D chromatic scale. Now, if we are going to correct this one as well, for the sake of argument, let's put these ones as flats if you want. Yeah. So that we got an E flat there, we got a G flat there, just so that you can see the other side of the story. A flat then, and so that's how it would look as a scale there. That would be the D, E flat, E, F, G flat, G, A flat, A, B flat, B, C, D flat, D. So that one is a D chromatic scale. My Mojave is not working well here. It keeps on doing snapping and so forth. So that's a D chromatic scale. Now that's the 4th string. Now we go on to the 5th string. The 5th string, if we're gonna put, let's work it out as sharps as well here, so that we can have things in a certain fashion. There's a rule in music which can be broken also, but here we go. And that, okay, so that's where we the rule that is there in music is, when you're presenting a scale, you have to have all or if it's a 7 scale, 7 note scale, you have to have all the letters, all the 7 letters in there. You can't have repeated letters like F sharp, and then you leave out the G. You go straight to A. You can't do that. There's a rule like that. So you will have to know. That's why you come up with chords that have a diminished 7th. It's because you can't jump a letter. You have to diminish it. Okay. Like this F here would actually be a G diminished. If G flat, if the notes end up there, the other 7 notes are 6 notes are here, and this is the 7th note. So this would be a diminished, which is a G diminished. Okay, or G flat, or G double flat. Okay, so this one is A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. And that's the A chromatic scale. That's string number number 5. Okay, let's go on. String number okay, string number 6. I'm gonna give you string number 6 right here. We can do it as we go. String number 6. The open letter here would be that. That's the open letter. Just for the sake of let's just edit this one. Select this fretboard here. Select or not. Let's delete this one and start afresh with this. So we're gonna have on the 6th string, we're gonna have an open E there. Open E, and this second one is F. Then we have a F sharp, G, G sharp, A, B flat or A sharp, B, C, D, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. So if we may correct that as well, we're gonna have here A sharp. So this is the E chromatic scale, which is E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. So this E here is an octave below this E on the 12th fret. The open E is an octave below the E on the 12th fret. Okay. So that's what we have on this in this lesson here. So these are the notes of the fretboard. Now we can put them all together here. Let's just put all of them here. Oh, again, this has snapped again. This keeps on snapping. This is a software problem here. We're going to put this. So that you can see, you see, when you see you might think there's so many, in fact, too many notes to remember, but I'll show you the method of cracking this, so that you know when you land on a fret, you know the name of that. At least you know the name of that or the one next to it. Now, either to the left or the right, you should know that. So we go on to these open strings. We have that. So that's how your fretboard looks. It looks like this from the 12th. The other half is exactly like this. Now, one thing to note is this fret here, because it's an octave below this, you have same notes, 12th, 12th fret, and the open fret. Now, the other thing that is interesting here is there are other frets which have no accidentals, like sharps. These are here. Let me show you. Number 5. You see, it's got E, A, E, C, G, D, A. Okay. Okay, that's what it has here. And the other fret is this one here, which has got a D, fret number 10. D, A, F, C, G, B, D. Now, there is an interesting fret which you're going to deal with later on. It's this fret here, which is fret number, if you look at this one, this is fret number 5, number 6, number 7. Fret number 7 going into fret number 8, it goes B, E, A, D, and G, C. There's an interesting intervallic structure here. Bead GC. So you may want to use this one as a point of contact to remember this bead GC, and you may want to use fret number 5 or fret number 10 to remember the notes. It's all fun. So have fun, hulk out, have fun out there. This is the fretboard. The next time we're going to deal with this is before we deal with this, you have to look at these places where BC occurs. BC and in relation, one string in relation to the another, to the other. You find you have BC here, and you have EF, BC, EF, BC, EF. So there's a diagonal motion here. So these diagonal motions are going to be used as well. We're going to use that. So BC, EF, BC, EF. Then BCEF, it's out here. You can actually put it in these frets here. So you have that. Once you have these cells, it's beautiful to look at it that way. These are diagonal shapes. So that's one thing to help you to understand and to crack the fretboard within a few weeks. Okay. I want to thank you very much. If I can look, the other, if you look at fret number 11, for example, it's all got accidentals. If I'm gonna change this accidental here, let me just I'll just put it as a sharp so that you can see what's going on there. So it's got extendals throughout, and the other frets are mixed. So this is a funny fret number 11. Yes, thank you very much for watching this video. We are going to crack the fretboard and understand how it works. Please subscribe to this and more. You're going to have the theory and then the practicals later on, relating to what we are talking about on each section of the video and of the syllabus that I gave you last time. Thanks very much. My name is Vukile. See you later.